waiting on better company to come here. There we go. All right, so it is February 28th, 2024. This is the Veterans and Military Affairs Committee meeting. Running a little bit behind because we had a committee meeting in this room prior. On our agenda today, we have one bill and two nominations. Senator Seymour was not able to be here today, so we're going to not go over that bill. We'll have another meeting to go over that, but we'll go over our nominations. First, I would like to nominate, or I'd like to introduce Dr. David McElrath. Ask you, Doctor, if you will, come up, find you a microphone, hit the button, or let Senator Boyd hit that button, and if you would, just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you feel like you're qualified for this position.
Thank you very much. I'm Dave McElrath, a native Mississippian, product of Fayette County. My parents were, I'm probably 6 or 7 generation, Oxford area. My dad was an FBI agent, sheriff. Mother, a housewife. She was interim sheriff when he died. I lost my father in '72. I went on Oxford Police Department, worked my way through Ole Miss, got a bachelor's there, received a commission, subsequently served primarily in the Marine Corps, Marine Corps Reserve, did 20 plus years there, came out as a colonel, infantry officer, had a rifle company, infantry battalion, deputy commander of a regiment, infantry regiment, commanded the civil affairs group, with recruiting command a couple of times, retired in 2004, came back to Mississippi, joined the Mississippi State Guard, which I subsequently commanded for a few years, came out about 2016 with that. Got a master's degree from Ole Miss, second one from the Army War College, a doctorate from Southern Mississippi, on faculty at Ole Miss teaching criminal justice and homeland security. My greatest accomplishment is marrying that lady who points out every flaw I didn't know I had, but is, you know, the best thing that's ever happened to me. So I have served now 2 terms on the Veterans Board, extremely committed to it, love what we do, proud of the way we're trying to serve the veterans and their families, and I'm honored to be considered for another term.
Thank you. Before we open up for questions, I'd like to recognize Senator Boyd. If she has any comments or questions.
I'm here to fully support this reappointment. I've known David and Lisa now for a long number of years, but they are individuals who are truly committed to our community in every step of the way. David is constantly calling, asking questions about what we're doing in the legislature so he can advocate on behalf of the veterans in the state. And he is constantly looking at it. One of the things too is we are so proud of his military service and so appreciative, but I'm also very excited for David to continue serving on this board because he has a keen business sense that is needed when looking at these particular issues on the board. So as David likes to say, they get everything in from managing, looking at salaries for nurses, looking at toilet paper orders and light orders to everything that needs to be done on behalf of these veterans. So I'm so appreciative that he's willing to serve. You can see he has a very well-rounded background, and I would urge this committee to move forward this nomination.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Boyd. Any other questions from the committee? Okay, Doctor, I have to ask you, is there anything in your record that will embarrass this committee, the Senate, or the state?
Nothing I'm aware of, because I think it would have shown up by now.
Well, with that, do I hear a motion that we do advise and consent? That's the motion. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Guys have it. We'll report that nomination out. All right, next, I'd like to introduce Command Sergeant Major Sylvester Tatum. Sir, if you will, please have a seat, stand, whatever you want to do. Just make sure that microphone's on green, and if you will, just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're qualified.
Yes, sir. Just want to say my name is Sylvester Tatum. I'm born and raised out of Rolling Fork, Mississippi, but I kind of stay like 15 miles south of that, a little place they call Onward, Mississippi. So that's where I was born and raised, and moved to Jackson after about back in 89. Here, my wife, and we have my wife and I, which we have 7 kids. They're all grown. And the baby now is 29 years old. Been in the Guard since December of 1981. Did my first 6 years. Got out for about a year. Got right back in. So as of today, I have 41 years and 2 months. And throughout my military career, I always wanted to be able to see what can I do to help military personnel. And as I got older, now I want to know, what can I do to help veterans? So right now, the key right now is veterans, because there's a lot of lack of information that's out there in the force. And veterans is always looking, how can how can I get my benefits? What do I need to do? And just for you all knowledge about it, about 2 years ago, I come to find out that retired military personnel was getting out of the Guard when they turned age 60 was not getting their paycheck like a year out. So I jumped on top of that and back at the national level, and we was able to work that down to a minimum of 45 days now. So if they get out, turn age 60, and within 45 days on the first of the month, they should start receiving their pay. And the reason why I like this board is because I can try to get out to help more veterans, to make sure they get their claims filled out, and anything beyond that, I will do whatever within my power, as well as what I can do in order to help those veterans that's out there in the field. Thank you.
Thank you. Before I open up for questions, I want to recognize Senator McClendon. I believe he has a special guest that may have a few words, but I recognize you, Senator McClendon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Committee, I'd like to introduce to y'all Representative Rodney Hall, colleague from DeSoto County. He represents South Haven. At this time, he has been under the reins of Command Sergeant Major Tatum. And if I could get, if it's okay, get Representative Hall to say a few words.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is an honor to be before you all here today on behalf of Sergeant Major Sylvester Tatum. And I just want to share a few quick anecdotes. I have been with Sergeant Major Tatum for most of my military career. I have about 20 years of service, and he has been my Sergeant Major all the way from a baby lieutenant, where I didn't know anything, all the way up into a field grade officer, where I learned a little bit more. But what I would tell you about Sergeant Major Tatum, and anybody knows this, that has served our uniform, served in our military service, the NCO Corps is the backbone of the Army. We're taught that our entire career. I know for a fact I was raised by a first sergeant. Backbone of the Army, backbone of the family. And Sergeant Major Tatum, he has always been there for the troops and for his unit and for his state and for his country. And he has served at all levels. Believe it or not, I don't want to give your age, Sergeant Major, but he has been serving in uniform for 41 years. 41 years. And during that time, he has had the opportunity to serve and help troops, help soldiers at each echelon, each level. I served with him in the 1st of the 155, the Mississippi Rifles, down in Macomb, Mississippi. That is one of our premier battalions that we have here in the state of Mississippi. And he was always there for his troops. But even more so, he went up to the next level. He served at the brigade level for the 155 Armored Brigade Combat Team, which is a massive organization, a massive commitment for soldiers in the state of Mississippi. And he was the best I've ever seen do it. And you would think that would be the pinnacle, right? You're at the largest brigade in the state of Mississippi. That is apex. But no, he went up to DC and he served on the joint, not the joint staff, but the Army National Guard staff, working in the G8. That works with money. That works with numbers. It just shows the level of dexterity, his competency, his intellect to work at each level, at each echelon, for not only for our people, our soldiers, our service members, but also our organization, for our state and for our country. And so it gives me great pleasure to be here to speak before y'all today in regards to Sergeant Major Tatum. I can say without any doubt that he is the best qualified for this for this position. And so I would urge support of this confirmation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you for those words. I appreciate that. Okay, committee, any, questions, comments? Okay. I have to ask, is there anything in your record that will embarrass this committee, the Senate, or the state?
No, sir.
Thank you. With that, do I hear a motion that we do advise and consent? Have the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. We will report that nomination out. That will conclude today's meeting. We're going to have one other meeting, before the end of March the 5th, obviously. So, just wait for that. I believe one other, and that'll be it. With that, I'm looking for a strong motion from Senator Thompson. Rise and report.